Hi, friends. We're so glad you've joined us today. Some of you are maybe rejoining us with our interview with our good friend, August. I always want to call you August. August.
Rosado.
I don't know why, but
That's how they say it in Israel, August.
August, right?
Are you Italian?
August is fine, yeah.
What's your background? What's your
Nationality?
Yes.
Well, my mom was American Indian, Wampanoag Indian. She was born in Falmouth, Massachusetts. So I have some Indian blood in me. My father was born in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Now you see where the skin color comes from, right?
Not Italian. I thought it was Rosado.
Yeah.
Rosa. You know, when Todd Baker and I were in Rome in 2015, I saw that name Rosado plastered everywhere. People thought I was Italian. I said, to my knowledge, I don't think I'm Italian, but that Rosado is an Italian name.
With that
Rosado.
discount at every Rosado restaurant.
That's funny. We always wished that we had a little Jewish blood in us. Have you ever wondered if you had any of that?
You know something? I'm glad you brought that up, Dave, because a friend of mine did a genealogy background on me.
Yeah.
My great-great-great-grandfather, Hatikva, which is Hebrew for hope, Hatikva Rosado, had a synagogue in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico.
No way.
Right where my dad was born. That guys, that just blew me away. I couldn't believe it. I've read this article over and over and over again to know that I had an ancestor who was a rabbi, a Spanish rabbi in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, where my father was born. So I do have a Jewish background in there. I knew there was a reason why I didn't like pork.
Hey, no, that is the best. No, I love that. That God planted a seed, not just a seed. I mean, he planted a full-grown plant inside you to love Israel and the Jewish people because he had already planted that seed back.
Yes.
Is great grandfather, great grandfather. Tell me once again.
A great-great-grandfather. And I
God.
was just blown away that his name is Hatikva, which is Israel's national anthem, the hope.
Yes.
And my last name, Rosado, Rosado. So that just blew me away to know that I have a Jewish background there.
Well, you've been involved with Zola Levitt Ministries for years. I know the ministry sends you and Dr. Todd Baker, but you're a doctor also now. What is
Just
your
a PhD, that's it.
what's your doctorate in?
I'm sorry?
What is your doctorate in?
My doctorate was in eschatology, which I've been teaching since 1989, and teaching the Jewish roots of the Christian faith. So the main deal with the THD is in eschatology, which is it's a fancy word that says the doctrine of last things or the end times.
Wow, we are talking to a doctor.
Yes.
I have this. My hearing isn't well, so can you help?
Oh,
me?
that's fine.
Oh, not that kind of doctor. I'm just playing with you.
Well, I'll check it out later on. How's that, guys?
Okay, so last time when we chatted with you on Cabot Chat, you talked about God drawing you into the world of Zola Levitt Ministries, and that God brought you to a synagogue. Tell us just really quick why you love the Jewish people and Israel. Why is it important for you to love them?
It was a Jew who walked this very land in first century AD, 2,000 years ago, who changed and transformed my life. He gave me the greatest gift that I could ever receive. And then they say, what Jew are you talking about? Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah. And it was Jesus that put that love, as well as you guys, that love in our hearts to teach the Jewish roots of the Christian faith, to share the Chabesarah, the good news of the gospel with them. And it was Jesus that gave me that love, that burden, that desire to support the Jewish people, to love the Jewish people, to bless those who bless Israel. I want to be a part of that blessing, just as you're a part of that blessing.
Right.
And you all know Genesis 12:3. God said, I will bless those who bless thee, curse those who curse thee. I wouldn't want to be in the shoes of those who are cursing Israel right now, because they're in for some serious trouble. I want to bless the Jewish people. And, you know, listening to Zola all these years, he was someone who taught Bible prophecy for its plain sense interpretation. He never tried making a mountain out of a molehill. He never tried thinking outside the box. He just taught the scriptures for their plain sense interpretation in terms of the rapture, the pre-tribulation rapture of the church. I've learned so much from this man, the late Zola Levitt, and now his ministry continues to go on without him, with you two there in the studio right now. And again, we're all in the same boat here, guys. And what is that? To bless Israel.
Tell us a favorite encounter with Zola that you've had, something that was just aha, or something that changed your life. Anything?
With Zola personally?
Yeah.
Okay, I would probably have to say when I talked with him on the Bible Prophecy cruise in 2001, we're sailing all the way to the Bahamas on this cruise. And I said, Zola, I just want to let you know that you have just made a major impact in my life. I just want to let you know that, brother. And he says, you want to know something? He goes, what's your name, by the way? He had that deep voice, that deep, rough voice. I said, my name's August, sir. He says, let me tell you something. It's people like you that have an impact on me.
That's good.
I said, sababa, Hebrew for awesome. Like, I can't believe you just said that to me. It's people like you that have an impact on me. And those words have always resonated with me from Zola's lips. And, when I go to Ken Berg's studio, I'll be going there in a couple of days from now. Ken Berg just shares so many stories with me about him and Zola out there in Israel. It's like, I want to keep this man's memory alive because he had such an impact on my life. I'll tell you right now, guys, there'll never be another Zola Levitt.
And so many right into the ministry. I mean, you've been part of the ministry for years, saying, can you bring Zola back? And we wish we could. We could. But it was his time to go on. Mm-hmm. And it's just interesting how God has brought non-Jewish people into this Jewish ministry because it's connecting all of us. And that's what people say, Old and New Testament, First Covenant, Second Covenant.
Yeah.
The First Testament, it's all combining together, and that's what I think is ministry now, and what people need to be connected in. Jew first to the Jew first, yes. But look at us; we're just simple Christians, but God has called us to a different ministry.
A heart for it. A heart for it.
Absolutely. You say you're simple Christians, but something, you're Christians with a Jewish heart. Because you have that love for Israel, just like I do. You have that love for Israel.
And we've seen the blessing come to us from, it's not why we love the Jewish people, but we've seen that blessing come upon us because of us loving the Jewish people, like you were talking about.
Would you guys have ever thought that one day you would be sitting in a studio on TV all across America, and even the world for that matter, carrying on something that this man Zola Levitt founded, back in the late 70s? You are continuing to carry that on. Even though you're in the studio, you're bringing tours over there to Israel. You're blessing the Jewish people, but you're also blessing those Gentile believers coming over there with you, teaching them the Jewish roots of the Christian faith through song. I tell you, both got beautiful voices, by the way, okay? And, but you're blessing these people through song. And Dave, at the end of every tour there in Israel, when we're in the, the farewell, the farewell dinner, you have melted my heart with that song. You end it off all the time with, I think it's called Jerusalem, I believe.
I walked today where Jesus walked.
I walked today where Jesus walked. Okay, that's it right there. Whenever you sing that song, it just sends goosebumps up and down my spine. It's just, it's like I'm raptured at that very moment, because we're walking where Yeshua walked 2,000 years ago. And Christians who experience that with you guys for the very first time, I see their faces. I see people crying at these farewell dinners. It's just absolutely incredible to be a part of that.
And you talked about, all of us, we talked about the blessing that comes. And to me, the blessing is the relationships that we have with Jewish believers and also those that love Israel. Who cares about monetary or what things are blessing? It's the relationships. It's the relationships that we have formed through Zola Levitt Ministries, our friendship with you. And I have a question. We have to tie this one up real quick. I want to talk about Bible prophecy in our next time with you. But I have a really, really serious question for you. It's concerning Israel and the Sea of Galilee.
Oh no.
I heard that the water of the Sea of Galilee is sweet enough to drink. Is that correct?
We heard a little rumor about that.
Okay, I got that from someone else, that the water is sweet to drink, okay? So I figured I'd share that with you, but you guys pulled a fast one on me, okay? And I have to admit it was good. You guys got me good, because when I went to dinner that day, you had a bottle of water that looked filthy and disgusting. And you said, August, I just got this from the Sea of Galilee, and I'm going to drink it right now. I'm like, no, Dave, whatever you do, don't do it. And you about to, I'm like, don't do it. But you said, August, the water was sweet.
No, you told us the water in the Sea of Galilee, Lake Kinneret, is sweet enough to drink. And we said,
that's true. That's true.
We're like this, really?
But when you showed me that bottle of water, I had no idea that you put chocolate syrup in it. Hook it up to make it look like filthy, dirty, muddy water. And you were about to drink that thing, and I said,
He did.
Don't drink it. Whatever you do, don't drink it.
She drank it.
So August said it's sweet enough to drink, and I thought, oh, I'm going to play with you.
Oh, you did.
Water you guys go out and do your thing. You minister, you meet people. We came back to the hotel that night. I saw Hershey syrup, and I'm like, oh, yes, I am. I got Hershey syrup. I put it in the water. I shook it up.
You had leaves in there too.
I don't think I put
Did you throw some leaves in there?
I don't think I believe, but
Something that was on the buffet.
It looked like dirty water. And I said, hey, we got this water. So you said it's sweet enough to drink, and went and chugged it. And you were like, no.
My eyeballs went like, I can't believe she just did that. She's going to get sick. But I got to say, guys, touche.
Sweet enough to drink, didn't you?
I said, you guys got me good that day.
Really funny.
But later on, it was funny.
Hopefully we'll have this in our hearts forever.
Amen.
We'll tell people when we're having dinner in Tiberias together. Can't wait for our next tour together. In October, hopefully.
I'm hoping.
Praying for that to happen.
I'm hoping.
And, we want to talk more with you. So would you stick around?
Next time we want to talk about Bible prophecy and what we need to be looking for. Okay, August, we love you.
Love you too. See you in a bit.
Okay, shalom.